Okay, here we go. We're going on this. This is chapter 3 of Ultra Learning. And in this chapter, it basically talked about um, 9 principles to ultra learning. Now, in this book, it could have given you like a step by step do this, do this, do this, and boom, you succeed. But that's not how it works in ultra learning. Learning is based off of principles. The way you truly understand something is through principles and not copy paste, say this, say that. So, for example, in sales, in what we're learning at the objection box, we're learning principles and not scripts. We're learning the North Star, what you're looking for, like what you're trying to find in the conversation. Those are the principles instead of scripts, like say this specific sentence. That's a script. So the principles that it gave, there's 9 of them, and I'm going to go through them briefly, and we'll go more in depth on each one in the coming videos. But the first one is to draw a map. Basically, learn how to learn. If you want to learn a certain subject, if I want to learn sales, I need to draw a map on how I'm going to get there. Second principle is to sharpen your knife and focus. So cut out your distractions. If I want to eat healthier and I have a bunch of Coca-Cola in the fridge or some nasty, like, I love Gatorade, I love root beer, I love, you know, certain junk foods. If I want to become healthier, I can't just use self-control. I'm going to actually take those things out of my fridge, throw them in the garbage can, and now when I go to the fridge, there's nothing there. Like, it's impossible for me to get that food unless I go to the store. But I'm basically building an environment where I'm set up to succeed. So basically, learn how to focus, set up your environment to focus. Number 3 is just go for it. Like, actually do it. If you want to learn a skill, you need to actually go do the skill. So with sales, a lot of people, including I did this for a couple months, I wanted to become a closer, a DM setter, but I focused on the skill, but I never went and did the skill. So now I'm in an offer where I'm actually learning the skill, and it's way more effective than hearing about learning the skill. So actually go and do what you're trying to learn how to do. If it's like public speaking, go and public speak. Like, go put yourself in the most uncomfortable situation and learn from it. Like, it can be so awkward, but you're going to learn and you're going to learn and you're going to be better than a lot of people if you do that. Number 4, attack your weakest point. My weakest point is scheduling my day. So I know exactly what I'm going to do every day. Like, I have that mapped out, but having it set to different times is very hard for me. So that's my weakest point, and that's what I need to attack. I don't know what it is for you, but that's principle number 4. Principle number 5 is test to learn instead of learning to test. In school, we learn all the material and then we test, but that's backwards. The real way to do it is to test so that you can learn. So, for example, when we do flashcards, that is an example of testing to learn. You're testing yourself to see if you know it, and then if you don't know it, now you know you don't know it, and so you learn it. So it's testing for the purpose of learning instead of learning for the purpose of testing. Principle number 7 is don't fill a leaky bucket. If you don't know how to retain information, just don't fill it first. Focus on how to learn how to retain it. So if you're trying to learn sales, but you're not remembering anything the next day, you have a problem. If you're trying to learn how to play the piano, but the next day you wake up and you don't remember anything and it just doesn't come to you, there's something you need to fix there. And there's something that you're doing wrong. So you need to learn how to do that before you can fill your bucket with the knowledge. Principle 8 is dig deep before building up, which basically means like learn how to use your intuition, learn how to recognize like what you're doing wrong and what you're doing right, like actually pay attention. And then number 9 is experiment. With ultra learning, it's not this, this, and this. It's you have to actually think outside the box, be creative, and say, What might solve my problem? What's a creative solution to this? What if I tried this to see if it worked? Because that's how you get the best people. For example, a lot of us are in the objection box and we're learning all this stuff. It's not common. Like, so many salespeople don't do that. And how did Bill and his team learn to do that? Well, they experimented. They tried something different and then they found out that it worked. And that's what makes great people is they try something that no one else has done and it works. So if you only ever do what other people have done and you never experiment, you're not going to succeed, especially if you're not already succeeding. If you're not already succeeding and there's room for you to try more, I would suggest trying more, which I need to do the same. So those are the 9 steps, and we're going to go over those in future videos. Just some other points that I learned though was he mentioned doing the scariest thing first. So if you have, or not even first, but if you're afraid to do something, that is the perfect time to go and do it. If you are scared to death, like that is the sign that you need to go do it. If you're just like overthinking and you're just, oh, I don't want to do it, I don't want to do it, like that's the perfect time to do it. That's the perfect time to jump. When you do that, when you start to make a pattern of yourself doing that every single time you're scared, oh, you're going to be unstoppable. Unstoppable. I guarantee it. And those are basically my main points. Those were my takeaways from chapter 3. And so I hope you guys gained value from this. And if you have feedback, please share it with me because I really want to learn and I really want to be able to provide you guys better feedback by me being able to explain these things even better. So thanks for watching. I'll see you tomorrow.